I'm going to tell you how to get a Muchaco, a party taco, a party burrito, chips, queso, salsa, and a drink for less than $7. Stay tuned. The first thing you're going to need to do is like and subscribe. If you want to learn more about these money-saving, lunch break, and even dinner tips, make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll know when all the new videos are coming out from me here at Wade's RV and also the Big D Ranch. Today, we're going to be diving into the Taco Bueno hack. Today, I've gotten a great lunch and it cost me less than $7. Included in my lunch, I'm going to have the famous Muchaco. I'm also going to have a crispy hard shell taco, and then I have a bean burrito. Nothing too complicated with that. And also chips, queso, salsa. Now, if you ordered all of this separately, I would expect it to cost you over $10, if not more. The secret is you have to order it in the bundle, which I'll tell you about at the end of this video. So, whenever I go to Taco Bueno, I like it personally a lot more than Taco Bell. It seems like they actually make the food there. I'm sure it's still highly processed. It's fast food at the end of the day. But the value you get in here, it's good food, it's going to fill you up, and you get a lot of it. So I'm just going to go through each of these items, show you, and I'll also give a brief review on what I think of each of the items. So if you haven't been to Taco Bueno, they don't have them all over the country, but they have this famous product. It's one of my favorites. It's called the Muchaco. It's kind of like an Indian taco. It's got soft fried bread. It's also got ground beef in it, tomatoes, lettuce, and I think that's it. Oh, cheese as well. So just really kind of like a normal taco, but it's got the different breading on the outside. Very, very popular and very, very good. Let's go ahead and give it a bite and see how this one is. Right on. So a lot of times whenever I go there, I say a lot of times because these spots that I'm telling you about I frequent very often. I'm a man of habit, so if I like something, I keep going back for more. Many times when I go to Taco Bueno, not this time, this is a very well put together one, but they almost put too much stuff in there, which is hard to believe. But whenever you put too much product into this very soft shell, sometimes it'll break. This one, I would have to say they did a close to perfect job. I've never worked there, so I don't know the standards of how you're supposed to make a Muchaco, but in all of them I've had throughout my years, I would say that's a really good one. Now, let's move over to our crunchy taco. This is where things get a little different. Different per se. Most people have a crunchy taco, but they do it all differently. So with the Taco Bueno taco, crispy hard shell, you're gonna find the ground beef, you're also gonna find the lettuce, and then the cheese. No tomatoes on this. Now, is it supposed to be included? You let me know. I haven't really paid that much attention. I also included here, you can see I have the queso and the salsa. There's two different types of salsa they have at Bueno. I prefer the Firehouse, but once again, we wanna give this all an honest review, so we're gonna dive in right here. Spot on. With the first bite of this one, not necessarily with the Muchaco I had a little bit more of the beans in there. With this one, I had a little bit more of the beef, and that's what I was talking about with the Taco Bueno. It seems like they actually cook it a whole lot longer than Bell. From what I've seen online, you can't trust everything online, but they just add water and stir it up, and it, boom, it's kind of like out of Spy Kids or something. But this actually tastes like it's some really good seasoned beef. What I liked about the crunchy taco is, you notice I don't have a break right here. So I would say this is probably pretty fresh because it's got some good flex in there. It also didn't just break all the way around the taco shell too, so you could actually eat it very manageable and very clean. Now with this, I like to add the Firehouse salsa. I like spicy. Excuse me, I got a little bit of that crispy shell back in my throat. But I always like spicy things, so I usually add the Firehouse salsa to both my taco and Muchaco. Now, where I switch it up is when it comes to the bean burrito. I think that just really goes well with the queso. And, I mean, look at this. This is just such a value. Less than $7. Stay tuned. I'll tell you how to do it. But we'll dive in here to this. It's a soft shell burrito. It doesn't seem like it was, sitting out underneath a lamp or anything for a super long time. I would assume that they probably made it whenever I ordered it. It does take them a few minutes, nothing crazy or anything, but it does take them a few minutes to prepare it, so I would assume that it's fresh. Now, let's bite in and see how the beans are. Well, I think we can all agree refried beans are refried beans. There's nothing too much that you can change up with those, but once again, the ingredients do seem fresh, and by ingredients on this one, refried beans, for the most part, I think we all know come out of a can, and if not, you can make them, but once again, it's the same process that the people in the can are doing. But the shell on this one was really good, really fresh, nice and flexible, and this is still warm. I'm sitting out here in the Sabre. This is one of my favorite fifth wheels that we have here at Wade's RV. This one is a 38 bunkhouse, so I believe the exact model number is 38 BHQ, and this thing is just amazing. I'll show you some pictures right now. But I'm sitting out here, and it is kind of chilly. It was about 35 degrees, I believe, last night. So with that, it was a little cold, and this RV is very well insulated, so it's going to keep the cold in and also out. But once it gets cold, it does stay cold. Just like whenever it would get warm, it's going to stay warm for you. Now, the last piece of our dynamic trio, which I guess it's not a trio if you put the chips on the side, but the side piece of our main course is going to be the chips. Now, I haven't had really anything negative to say about Taco Bueno. The only things I can say negative, I will go ahead and say. One, they do have a salsa bar. I do enjoy the salsa bar. What I do not enjoy is whenever I go to place my order, and I do a to-go order, and I ask for salsa. They tell me, go to the salsa bar and make it yourself. Well, I know you have it behind the counter because you put it in my to-go order. I go through the drive-thru 90% of the time. That is one complaint. The second complaint is the chips. I wanted to make sure I wasn't speaking out of context because this order has been close to perfect. A lot of times at Taco Bueno, it kind of seems like it's thrown together. Whoever was working today, on point, and I compliment you. This was great. But the chips, I don't know if they make them in-house. I've never heard anything about that, or if they have them shipped in, and it may be a major brand that we get every day at Walmart. I'm not 100% sure. But I will say the chips do seem very plain. Now, plain as in it's a corn tortilla chip. How much can you add? Well, I expect a little bit more crunch. They're really, really thin. They seem like they're really greasy maybe at one point, but more so there's not very much salt. So overwise health, you know, I guess that's probably better for you, but I do like a little bit of salt, and whenever I go to a restaurant and sit down, I usually do put a little on my chips too. So, excuse me, I'm having a hard time talking today. That would be my comments on the chips on this amazing deal. Now, you sat all the way through this video. I will tell you what this is called. If you go to Taco Bueno and you want to spend less than $7, I will be precise today. It was $6.60. That included everything you see here on this table. What you need to order is the Muchaco box. I found out about this whenever I was looking at one of the ads going through the drive-thru, and I think it was like a Muchaco platter or something. It had a Muchaco chips and a drink, and I think it was even $1 more than this. And the guy in the drive-thru said, hey, if you like that, you need to order the Muchaco box, and I have not gone back since. So thank you, Taco Bueno, for giving us this great value. This is a great meal. This food has been really good, and I eat it all the time, as I said. So if you guys have a food place you would like to you would like me to review, a food place you would like me to review at lunch or at dinner or even a meal to make myself, let me know and I will go check out those restaurants or those recipes and let you know my Willie D review. If you're looking for an amazing fifth wheel, make sure you check us out at Wade's RV. As I said, I'm in the 2023 Sabre bunkhouse. This floor plan is amazing. Tons of sleeping space, tons of amenities, huge residential fridge. You have a huge pantry, solid surface countertops, a great kitchen table to sit out with normal chairs, and so many more features. Make sure to check the link in my description. You can click it and it'll take you right to our website. And if you have any other questions, make sure to holler at me. And until next time, I'm Willie D.